What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Veteranbassin. Today, well, before I talk about what we're going to talk about today, I am going to introduce you to the new area that I got to get it together, but it's going to be kind of like my fish cave. Batman got his bat cave, I got my fish cave. So I will show you that, but it's a mess right now, so I probably got you looking at most of the stuff that is pretty clean. Here I do have my MREs from when I served in the military. A lot of people don't like eating MREs, but when you're out there on the water, they actually help a lot. Any case, today what we're here to talk about is the 3 baits that you should always have on you when you are pond fishing. These 3 baits right here will get you through any scenario, from top to the mid column to the bottom. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with top water. Top. And what can you say? This has got to be the funnest bite ever when it comes to fishing. And that would be a frog. Top water frog. This thing right here can go places that no other bait can go. A frog is just made to fish in the junk, the murkiest stuff, lily pads, lay down trees, on the edge, tulies, lilies, however you want to call it, any kind of mess and gunk, this guy will go in there. You can cast that up dirt shallow, or you can cast it in 10 to 12 feet over grass. The frog is a must. And then to see the explosion of a frog, is it's something that's magical about it. I can't explain it. My love for frog fishing is like no other. I have a rod strictly dedicated to frog fishing. That rod gets used for nothing else but frog fishing. Oh my gosh. There ain't much that I cannot say that's good about frog fishing. But we'll start with there. The frog. Next on the list is we're going to go with mid column. Whether it is 2 all the way down to 5, maybe 6 foot, depending on your body of water. But it can handle it. Most ponds, I don't think you're really going to get over 8 to 12 feet. So if you get one to dive, 0 to 10 feet, you're good. But the next one we're going to talk about is a crankbait. Now, a crankbait, depending on how slow you fish it or how deep you fish it, you can pretty much control the depth of the water. Not the depth of the water, but the depth of the depth that you're fishing. Now, with a square bill, it's going to get down, but if you stop, it will float back up. Square bill. Now you can use also a lipless crank. Let me get you one. Now, with the lipless crank, is if you really trying to go deeper and you're trying to fish it deep, is your lipless crank. But you can also control the depth of the lipless crankbait. Let me get it a little closer for you. You can also control the depth of a lipless crankbait. Now, by holding your rod tip up as you reel it in, you can control the rate of fall and the depth. Square bill, These are more here reaction bites. Same as the frog, it's a reaction, but these are reaction bites. You know what I'm saying? That's for your mid column. So, with that being said, we'll move on to, where to fish these. This, you can actually throw this is a square bill. You can throw this into cover. You can throw this into lay down trees, brush piles, rock. As long as you fish it correctly, you can go through that. This guy, I like to throw in grass. You know what I'm saying? I go through, take grass, rip it through. But understand, you will get hung up if you try to fish this into structure. This is not made for fishing in the woods. You got the treble hooks. This guy is not made for rocks, lay down wood. I fish this in grass. I like to take the grass, rip it through, good to go. This guy, I could throw in everything else. You know what I'm saying? I could bang it off with dock pilings, so forth, so on. This, I'm going to really fish more shallow. This one, I can still fish shallow, but I will go deeper. Those are your crankbaits. And last but not least, let's talk about fishing on the bottom. Now, this bait that I'm going to talk about is probably the most, matter of fact, it is the pioneer. And everybody has made, has pretty much made baits off of this design. Now, we all know Gary Yamamoto started out with this bait. We all know that. So, we're going to go with the Cinco. The Cinco. Now, these are the Guggen bait Cinco. The Guggen bait. These are the lunker logs. Yes, I like Gary Yamamoto, but you know, the guys, a couple of guys in the Guggen squad, they're military. So, I'm going to support my brothers the best way that I can. So, there they are. Cinco, you can rig this thing up, and it's so versatile. You can do Texas rig, Nico rig, I forgot the other rig. Hold on. Texas Nico. You can do wacky rig. I don't know why I couldn't remember wacky, but this is so versatile. You could do it weighted, or you can do it unweighted. You can do it pegged. This is probably one of the most versatile baits there is to fish. A simple stick bait. It's a Cinco. And what you do is you throw it, just fire it out there, let it hit bottom, and you either just barely move your rod, hop it. Now this is Texas rig. If you're throwing, well, we'll get the wacky rig, but you just barely hop it, or you just drag it along. Fish, they just love this thing. Now, if you're fishing it wacky rig, you pretty much toss it out there, same thing. Most time with wacky rig, you're gonna get hit on the fall anyway. It's wacky rig, it does the work for you. You just lift up, let it do what it do. I might get into, you know what I'm saying, how to fish these different techniques in a later video. But this thing right here, fishing into pockets, fish it into lay down trees, brush piles, grass, anywhere you want to fish it. Anywhere. Because one, you rigging it weedless, especially if you're rigging it weedless Texas rig, you fish wherever you want to fish it. Fish wherever you want to fish it. It can go anywhere. Now, if you're fishing in lily pads, you might want to, if you're fishing in lily pads with thick cover, you might want to add a weight to your stick bait, but still go as light of a weight that you can get away with. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. and comment any new ideas that you would like to see from me. Also, I'm really, there's not a lot of people willing to do Military Monday, but if you're willing to tell your story and to teach anybody young out there who's thinking about going into the military, hit me up on veteranbassin@gmail.gov. And again, thank you again. Much love for everybody who's rocking with the channel. 1.